for Bonnets and Bottles.
Hey everyone.
Welcome in, welcome in. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to make sure that we have our cute bonnets and satin pillowcases available for you guys in the orange shopping cart. And then we are getting into some fantastic.
We're getting into some fantastic things. Okay, YouTube fam, we've got the links in the description below if you want to join us with some fabulous bonnets and some satin pillowcases. I don't think like you can hear me but you see me, but it's all good. I'm here.
We all fam.
So welcome everyone to Bonnets and Bottles. This is where we as Team Cee Cee's come as a collective to spill some tea while fighting off the Sunday scaries with some lovely stories from Reddit. A lot of you guys are familiar with this type of story. They're called stories, and they're really interesting and fun, and this is a safe space to judge. Okay, this is where we listen and we do judge. Thanks everyone liking this. If you're on YouTube, you want to make sure you like and subscribe if you like what you see. Be sure to the website and sign up for our email list so that you know when we're going live.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's get into our first Bonnet and Bottles story. This one I think is a juicy one, and I think it's very apt for the time that we're in, you know? So, am I the asshole for being upset that I found out my wife was pregnant via social media? She got some explaining to do. I was here 2 months ago to ask if I was an idiot for being upset that I found out about my wife's pregnancy via social media. A friend of hers posted it without permission before she had the chance to tell me. At the time, it was apparent that she knew she did something messed up and did it on purpose. But she did not give any explanation for it and blocked everyone we know. Now I'm back to share the reason. As we found out, my wife's friend, we'll call her Carol, did what she did. She was having an affair with my father-in-law.
Whoa.
And she posted it as some weird power play.
Whoa.
Apparently they've been seeing each other for 3 years now, but according to my father-in-law, during the first 2 years, they were together only 4 times in total. This past year, apparently, they developed a relationship. My father-in-law was promising to leave my mother-in-law for her.
Whoa.
First, from my perspective, I've lost all the respect that I have for my father-in-law. I used to talk to the guy, but this is nuts. Look, my in-laws' marriage was not great. Separated a couple times in the past. Before the pandemic, they were discussing divorce. Apparently, the pandemic helped them rekindle the relationship, but to me, it still felt like they should divorce. My mother-in-law is a very nice woman. I like her a lot. She, I used to my father-in-law. They both look very good for their age in the 50s. They're rich, they go on dates, they take trips, but there was resentment there. I could feel it in their voices when they about each other. So while I would have been terrible for them to cheat, I wouldn't be surprised if either of them had. It would have been an asshole move, but I wouldn't judge too much. But then to go and cheat with a woman half your age, who's friends with your daughter, who you said she was 13, and you were in your 40s, is just freaking gross.
That's really weird.
That's
so weird.
Right? But most important, wife's pretty sad. She's disgusted, as she should be, and this has been saying she doesn't know if she'll like her dad. Apparently, it was a common joke in her friend group that she had the hot dad. She hated it, and Carol was the one who made the joke the most. So another layer of complexity to act. My mother-in-law has moved in with us temporarily just to get away from the town where everyone knows what happened. She doesn't seem sad. She looks mostly mad and annoyed. The pregnancy looks like it'll be a good distraction for them. My mother-in-law will be a big help with that. The way it came out, Carol apparently got drunk after Christmas and sent pics of her and my father-in-law together to an ex who was hitting her up. Yo, photos are gonna be the death of us.
That's so wild.
It's gonna be the death of us. And then the ex sent them to his friends, and the gossip spread around. She has reached out with apology, and in it she admitted she posted about my wife's pregnancy out of jealousy towards my mother-in-law. It's honestly super weird and didn't make any sense. My wife responded, just blocked her again. My father-in-law has tried to reach out to us a lot, saying that an issue between him and my mother-in-law, and we shouldn't get involved or judge him for it. Yeah, right. And the beginning, he was even saying he loves Carol, and he was doubling down. A week later, he's promising my wife that he never looks at Carol again, and that if she just talked to him. My wife's lead on this, but whatever she decides, I support her 100%. As for our relationship, back as it was, she was a bit distant after the pregnancy reveal fiasco. But when I told her I missed her clinging to me, she's been all over me again, and it's amazing. Aww. Even ever since the this thing with her dad came out, she's been sad, and I made a joke that she's been playing up her sadness a bit to get more cuddles, and she laughs and confirmed. Love, I think everything is gonna be fine. The pregnancy is just going well according to our doctor.
That's
Apart from this mess, things are okay. You know what? I was not expecting all that. I was not expecting all that. The pregnancy reveal being a power play to get a man who's not yours to commit, who happens to be your friend's dad, who you've known since you're 13. That was just a line of questioning I wasn't expecting. I was not expecting all that. I was fully set up to be on his side because I was just like, oh, you're not the asshole because your wife shouldn't have told social media before she told you, but it wasn't her who told. So dang. But I think the biggest hole in here is it's got to be Carol. Carol's doing a lot. Carol needs some friends. She needs some new friends. That loaded says it all. Girl, I was not ready for all that had transpired in that story. This was a very robust story. Clearly Carol's the bad guy for sure. I think the father-in-law is also a bad guy. I think him being like, oh, this is between me and my wife. You slept with your daughter's friend.
Yeah, that's like really weird.
Because I'm like, you're hot and rich, according to the guy. If you're hot and rich, even at 50, there are other women who are not your daughter's friend. Just saying. Just saying. I came halfway, and I know Carol and the father are the villains, right? It makes it weird since you've known her since she was 13. Yeah, like...
It's really, really creepy.
Really creepy. He been plotting. But anyways, it's really weird and gross. Seems like bad decisions all around. And, yeah. But I'm glad that it seems like their relationship... I'm glad I got this update post. It seems like their relationship has been repaired since the pregnancy reveal.
Yeah. But finding out on social media is just like, I think that's a little bit absurd.
Yeah, I think that like if you're gonna have special news, I feel like the first people to know about anything should be the people that are actually in your life day to day. Like if I was pregnant, the first person I would tell would probably be the person who got me pregnant, and then my sister. You know?
Oh.
Hey, welcome in. But yeah, that was a lot. But I mean, it wasn't her fault. It was definitely Carol Carol was just being a B word. Hey, welcome in, you guys. Okay, we're doing our bonnets and bottles. I hope you have your bonnet and your bottle. And if you have any questions, feel free to chat. We're reading MIB Asshole Stories from Reddit and reacting. This is a place where it's safe to judge, and we're doing a lot of judging.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, but when you say you're not going to tell anyone, sisters never count. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, that should be understood. If you tell me a secret, I probably have told you if I'm being honest. Yeah, I probably did it. She doesn't count. Because it's my confidant.
She said confidant.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny.
And sometimes, you know, sometimes I just like, things will slip out. And I'm so comfortable. So I just keep talking. Happy greetings from Washington, D.C. Hey, Robert, welcome. DC. All right, so we're going on to the next story. This one is near and dear to my heart, so I'm interested to hear what you guys think.
We can reintroduce ourselves again, too, for those of you guys who are watching. Our Cee Cee's Closet, and we are doing our series of Bonnets and Bottles, where we fight off the Sunday scaries by sharing some stories with you guys so you can sip some tea, relax, and with your bonnet on and your robe of pajamas in the comfort of wherever you're watching from. And, you know, we judge people. It's a safe space to judge.
Okay, so let's do the next one. Am I an asshole for wanting to call off my wedding after my fiance killed my plants? I've been away visiting my different city, and I have two plants back at home which are water propagated. So basically, he didn't even have to water them. Just keep their containers filled. He still let the water dry out, and my plants died. I don't know what that means, but okay. I'm genuinely so upset that I wanted to call off the wedding, and he thinks that it's not a big deal that I'm overreacting over nothing. This is the first time he's done this, and I forgave him. Last time because it was the first time taking care of demanding plants, and now he's been seeing me growing these plants for the past 2 years. Yet he still doesn't care enough to keep the containers filled.
Oh, thank you so much. Our body oil is amazing. Thank you so much for shouting us out.
Thank you. Okay. And then we have an edit. Wow, I really didn't expect this post to blow up like it did. Thank you to everyone who took the time to comment about reading through the replies. I think I've unintentionally written one of the most polarized on this subreddit. I just want to clarify a few things. One, I didn't mean to lie that I'm going to make a huge decision like calling off the wedding instantly. I wrote this post in a moment of frustration and hurt, and I felt just so disrespected because I put a lot more time and care into those plans, and I felt like such a small, simple thing to keep the containers filled while I was away. I'll admit that it wasn't just about the plants, it was about what they represented. Trust, care, effort. And it stung even more because this is not the first time something like this has happened. I made the post because I felt unheard and I wanted to vent about how I was feeling in the moment. My fiance did give me an overall apology and said he'd buy me new plants, but I'm still waiting for a proper, meaningful apology where he truly acknowledges why this hurt so much. I haven't done anything yet, and I need time to think and process everything again. Thanks to everyone for sharing their perspective, giving me a lot to think about. As a person not in a relationship, as a single person, I might not be the best person to give an opinion, but I'm going to anyway. And my opinion is this: if you trust that man to take care of your plants, because I don't like the whole idea. Like, I feel like there are a lot of people here who are married single mothers who they know that they cannot trust their partner alone to take care of their children. They leave for a weekend. You have to be on top of them to do everything. And I feel like if she was just like, if literally the simple thing that you have to do with these plants is keep the container filled, know that she cares about it because she's been taking care of them for 2 years. You already messed up before. You messed up and killed some plants before. And you know how upset she was about that. You gonna go ahead and do it again? That's the man that don't care. They don't care. And a man that don't care, he can kill you. Nope. Not that, so call it off. I would be done with that man. I'm sorry to that man. I would be done with him. I'd be done with him. But what do you guys think? Am I overreacting? Am I overreacting?
Because I think it's like, I think that sometimes someone can do something to you that you don't like without intending to like make you dislike them.
That's fair enough.
Like, I think like the thing, I'm not really well aware of like what his working lifestyle is or what he does.
But I'm sure she texted him, hey, don't forget to water the plants. I'm sure she sent reminders.
Even if you give them reminders, it's like they might not be intending to like forget or like hurt your feelings or just neglect it. It's just like they just forgot. Like, so I kind of think that like, I think that calling off a wedding is a little absurd. In this regard, but like, I think that sometimes we need to be honest about like what type of personality someone has.
Chenny, Chenny's a better person than me. So Jamie says, oh, hello everyone. Oh, hi Paperback Princess. Thank you so much for posting a video about our oil. I can't wait to see. Make sure to tag us. Jamie says, it's been weaponized incompetence. I bet he does that with a lot of it and downplays her feelings. I think that like her indicating that in the edit that she's feeling really hurt and she doesn't feel like she's gotten an apology that acknowledges her hurt. That's where I'm seeing like, I don't know. I don't trust this man. I don't trust him, but I also have a much lower tolerance for men messing up than women, so. Nate says, I'm not mad at her for wanting to call it off, though. She made it clear that the plants mean a lot to her, so him just missing it says a lot. It's true. Jamie says she's with me. Jamie and we outie. It's a lack of effort, not skill. That's a red flag. Julie just breathe. Yeah, like, cause I feel like with the plant thing, cause also she's been taking care of these plants for 2 years. That's also a lot of time that she put into them plants too. I would just be mad. I would be big mad. But if she said yes to him for a reason, so she's got. I think this is time for a pros and cons list.
Because I think that ultimately I think there's a way to have a constructive conversation about this too.
Sure.
Because it's like, girl, I don't really want to make this personal, but our plants ain't with us.
Yeah, but our plants ain't with us now. But I never. It's not like our plants are with us because I asked you to take care of them and then you didn't. I was going to take care of them, and then
and then you didn't. And then you did it. And then it, like, one of the pretty ones, she barely had leaves yet. And then I had to like force you to send them home to mom.
And then my mom took care of them.
And my mom took care of them.
My plants are in better health.
But again,
I'm going to be mad at myself because I did it.
Yeah, but I think that it was like your intention to like neglect them. I just think that like you just chose to prioritize something like different.
Yeah, I did choose to prioritize something different. Again, those are my plants. If somebody else did that to my plants, I'd be pissed. I'd be mad about it because it's somebody else who did it. It's not a doer. It's not just about what was done. You are important to them. Your person will honor what's important to you. Julie's out here dropping gems. I guarantee you it's not just about the plants. I think that the plants are a last straw. I'm sure that there are other things going on. I feel like the plants are just like they're kind of like I forgot what you call it. It's not a microcosm, but it's a representation of all of the things that she might have difficulties with in that relationship.
But then I feel like if you have the difficulty, then that's like something that you need to communicate.
Mm-hmm. No, they definitely need to communicate. I think but then again, I'm also single. Jamie said the single girls are single hard. But yeah, no, I think here it is. If this is the only thing that he does wrong and everything else is perfect and what you want in a partner, you should not call off your wedding because he killed your plans. Because if everything else is perfect, he's a partner who's going to listen and he's going to change and adjust behavior. But if this is just like a thing where there's a burden of dismissal of the things that you care about or the things that you pour time into are seen as less part of the relationship, you have to decide if that's something that you can live with for the rest of your life. Because when you're signing up for marriage, you're signing up for life, like it's lifelong commitment. So I guarantee that's not the only thing. It was just the most recent thing. I think it was just like the most recent thing, and it's just like she also seems a bit exasperated, like it was a straw that broke the
camel's
back.
But then the thing is like, okay, so if you have, that's why I don't like the whole notion of keeping things in. Like I feel like if you have an issue, you have to communicate with whatever party that you're in any kind of relationship with. Like if you're feeling that you need to bottle things in, there's a communication issue in that relationship.
Yeah, for sure. Well, has everyone spoken their piece? Do we think that have we decided? Do we think that she is a hole for wanting to call off the wedding because he killed her plans, or do we feel like she's not the a-hole? I personally don't think that she's the a-hole. I think she has things that she's upset about. Chenny, what do you think? You think she is the a-hole or not the a-hole for wanting to call off the wedding because of the plans?
I think that I think he is an a-hole, and I think that she needs to figure out what it is that makes her feel like she can't have conversations with her fiance.
Mm-hmm. Julie says, if after is just as important, does he honor your feelings and help you replace your plans? Facts. Or dismiss you? Jamie says she doesn't think she's the a-hole. So there's one vote for a-hole, 2 votes for not the a-hole. We're gonna move on to the next one, but we got 3 votes for not the a-hole. I think there seems to be a lot of righteous anger in this live, and I'm here for it.
No, it's fine. I'm here for it, but I just feel like I just have a different perspective.
But communication is key in all relationships. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Am I the a-hole for defending my boyfriend against my dad?
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun. I recently was with my boyfriend of 3 years. Nick. Ooh, she's not disguising his name or nothing. She said her business out there. Nick. I work as a nurse with crazy hours, and Nick previously worked in a warehouse. When I was pregnant, Nick expressed how much he wanted to stay home with the baby, at least for the first couple of years, as his dad was not in his life and he wants to soak up every moment of our child's life. We both agreed that this would be best for our baby. Childcare is expensive. I come from a conservative family, and my parents at first were not pleased that we had a baby before marriage.
Oh.
My dad has made little hints here and there to Nick, asking if he's gonna make me an honest woman.
Ooh, whoa.
When I told them Nick would stay home with the baby, my dad took his glasses off, his forehead, and shook his head. And he did not say anything further. I'm here for the visuals. She's really painting me a picture. Recently, at a family function, my cousin announced that she was pregnant. Everyone was giving her husband congratulations. My dad made a sly remark to them saying, "Talk to Nick here. He's an expert at the baby stuff." Ooh, ooh, ooh. The comment was obviously meant to belittle Nick, and my boyfriend just gave a chuckle and nodded. Later in the day, our baby needed a diaper change. I was in the process of getting up to change him. Then my dad said to us, "Whoa, isn't that Nick's role?" Yo, this dad is spicy. You do nothing while my daughter works. You can at least change the diaper while she's here with her folks.
Sheesh.
I had it. I told my dad to stop with his remarks. Nick is an equal partner in our relationship, and he's a wonderful dad who does most of the child care. I told him just because he's a fuck all of the child rearing for me and my siblings, that does not mean that all men need to be him, and he needs to get with the times because this isn't uncommon anymore. Ooh! Things got awkward, and my mom quickly changed the subject to something else. My dad is pretty quiet for the rest of the night. After the event, my dad called me saying that I disrespected him in front of our family and out of line. He said I insulted him as a father and to apologize. I told him I had nothing to apologize for, and I was tired of him picking on Nick. My mom agrees with my father. Was I too harsh with my dad?
No, because if you listen.
You
talk smack, you get slapped back. That's what happened.
Dad was asking for it. He was asking for it because he kept poking and poking and poking and poking. And you know what? You keep poking, you gonna get poked back. I'm gonna say not the a-hole. I think that I feel like when it comes to other people's lives, other people are gonna live their lives the way that they want to live. You can disagree with them and give them advice, but at the end of the day, it is their life to live. Okay?
Exactly.
If their life to live is one that you do not want for yourself, Gucci. As long as they're not hurting nobody, it's really none of your business anymore. And he clearly made his feelings known about it, but he didn't have to keep prodding and poking at Nick, because it's just it's one thing if Nick wasn't actually doing a good job taking care of the kids. If Nick was just a bum and he was just at home chilling on that couch, baby crying on the floor, ain't doing nothing, that's one thing. If she's complaining to you about how he's not doing anything, okay, then all the sly remarks, he deserved that shit. But if he's being a good father to their children, he's being a present father, kids, he does not deserve that type of treatment. Is that the kind of guy that I want? Maybe not for me, but that's what she wants and that's what she's happy with. Daddy gotta get in line.
I agree with Julie, absolutely. That's the first word that came. The dad is a misogynist for sure, and I think that I'm so tired of people in society dismissing the amount of time and effort it takes to do proper child rearing. I'm not talking about these people who are adults but weren't raised right. You can tell someone wasn't raised right, and you always got a infinite amount of questions about why the person behaves in the manner that they do behave. Mm-hmm. But I feel when the dad's distant and he feels like he's doing his job just because he makes money, I feel like that's just not enough. Children need love, children need wisdom, children need affection. Children need domestic education. That's the other issue, because everybody feel school's supposed to teach you everything about life and everything under the sun. There's certain lessons that you're supposed to learn family members and your elders, and like your father, one of them. So
Mhm.
I really, really, I'm glad she stuck it to her. I tell him to take his misogyny and shove it up his hole.
Mhm.
And because it's just so terrible for him to do her child's father. Now, child's father, I'm sorry, but uh you gonna have to make an honest woman because
Hey, that girl.
I think that her level of understanding and her seeing you as an equal and like honoring like your wishes and your dreams, that's a wifey right there. So where the ring
It's
at?
very much wife behavior.
Where the ring at?
Also, Akosua, we are sisters. We are actual sisters. Chenny's perspective would be for a first time offense. Oh, got it. Jamie says this dad is so shady. He was like the level of shade, girl. I ain't never seen a palm tree so big. Like, damn, he was really out here.
He's disrespectful.
Not the asshole, not having that misogyny. Yup. Tell him, Julie. Absolutely not. The dad is a hell that holler. He was a hit dog that hollered.
Lieutenant School of Home Training.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute. There really needs to be a homeschool institute. Let me tell you something. You know, people come into the office, cut the check. I'll have the American children acting right.
Mm-hmm. And Joseph said standing up and validating Nick in front of her family is powerful too. I think that's also super important because like I feel like when it comes to like family dynamics, when you're with your significant other's family, like you have to let them take the lead role with how to deal with that family. So her being like putting her foot down, and be like, don't talk about my man like that. I'm here for it. She came with the right level of spice. Okay.
And then also like, can we just even? I feel like as family members, people gotta learn to respect other people's relationships.
Okay.
Like you don't have to accept it, you don't have to like their relationship, but I think that like in families, it's important that we honor boundaries. That's like something that's like good for everyone's mental health. Because let me tell you something. If I don't like your partner, I'm minding my business. You're not gonna know.
You'll probably know I don't like your partner, but
you're not gonna know. But
it's only if you ask me. I'm not gonna be mean to them.
Children will be mean to them.
No, I'm not. I'm just not. No, I'm not mean to them. I'm just gonna say everyone else. Like I don't like them. Like
gonna be mean to them.
I'm not being mean. I'm not. No, I haven't even said any shady stuff. That's
your perspective.
What? Okay, you're gonna have to give me examples for shady things that I've said because I keep it to myself. I keep it to myself because the things that are in my head are much worse. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm Mother Teresa.
She was letting us know that she edits, but
I'm Mother Teresa. I don't know what she's about. I don't know what she's talking about. Anyways, but I think it is important to be respectful. I think it is important to let people live their life and have their decisions and live their lives the way that they want to. Personally, that's a lesson that I had to learn later in life. It took me a while because I used to be one of those people who just be like, hey, this is a bad decision that you're making. But now I'm going to just be like, you know, I acknowledge that you're making a bad decision and I keep it to myself unless you ask me about it. Mm-hmm. Growth. Blossoming. Okay. All right. So if we have no further comments on this one, we're going to go on to our next story. This one is, am I the a-hole for telling my aunt she's similar to my mother and then embarrassing her by proving it? Okay. The only context you really need to know is that my mom is considered the most, if all, of her relatives to be an irreparably narcissistic. Ooh. During almost all the trips, I'm often forced to act as a mediator between her siblings, which has led to me getting really close to my aunts and uncles on her side. It is super late one night, and I, male 22, sat with my aunts and uncles 30 to 45. Oh, wow. Okay, big age gaps in his family. My mom is the eldest of 6, okay, fair enough, and had kids before them. So once I hit 20, they almost stopped seeing me as one of the younger generation instead of more of as their younger brother in their words. They were all a bit tipsy. One of my aunts, female 45, asked me which one of them she thinks is the most like my mom. I initially told them none of them were. After some convincing, they assured me that nobody would be offended and one that's the most alike is not actually the same. Eventually I caved, telling the person who asked me that I think if anyone is the one who's most like my mom. Not the one who asked the question. She did ask that question. She immediately got offended and said,
what?
She asked the question thinking it was gonna be somebody else. But it was her. She didn't know it was her. Okay. I assured her the only reason I say that is because she seems like the kind of person that would get angry if they were proven wrong. She responded that she doesn't have an issue with learning. I asked her what would happen if I correct her in a game of trivia if we were on the same team, referencing a situation that had happened earlier in the day where I had told her the capital of Iceland was Reykjavik instead of Nuuk. Okay, that's such a specific example. And during the game, she went from 0 to 100, claiming I was the most disrespectful little shit she'd ever met. Damn!
Whoa.
Woo, Chalet! She's spicy.
Whoa. But she asked the question.
She asked the question and she got the answer, but she didn't want that answer. She didn't want that answer. She goes bright red and starts yelling at me about how that situation is different because I wasn't simply correcting her, I was insulting her intelligence by telling her the right answer. Okay. Not how I said it bluntly and didn't think I had to be gentle with adults when telling adults that they're wrong. This is where I think I probably should have stopped poking the bear. She knocked back at me and says if I'm implying that she is an adult, to which I said, no, I'm just proving that you get mad when you're proven wrong. That I aunts and uncles who were thoroughly enjoying the show and said, jury, may I present Exhibit A, my aunt's name, getting angry because she was proven wrong. They all laughed and my aunt instantly got up and said, you all eat dirt, and turned to me and said, I hope there's a glass in your drink. Damn. I hope there's glass in your
She's so
drink.
aggressive.
And then left. Once she left, I began to I stirred stuff up. I knew that she didn't like being correct and was still upset about the situation from earlier. I do completely recognize that poking for a reaction, even as a joke, I was definitely aware that the interaction wouldn't end well. I probably should have ended it instead of letting it grow the way it did. She was also clearly the most drunk of us all. My aunts and uncles assured me that it was just making fun of her and that I shouldn't have gotten offended, but I think it's still kind of my fault for poking the bear, for poking a drunk bear. Am I a hole? This is such a convoluted story. This is tough. This is tough because I'm a respect your elders kind of person. You know, you just let them do what they do. But she did ask the question, and she just got an answer she didn't like.
Well, I don't even think that he. I think that he should have been more diplomatic, and he shouldn't have caved.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he should have been like. I think he could have been like, oh, and I think you all have attributes that are to her.
So he should have just been like, anybody can be her any minute.
Yeah, like you guys are siblings, you all have. But you know, I also don't. You know what's so nasty? The aunt is also nasty for like asking that question because it's not healthy.
Yeah.
I think siblings' comparisons aren't healthy, and like nobody likes them. Like nobody likes them. It's just like even if it's like a compliment, it's just like not a good thing to do. And I feel like she asked that question meaning to be shady, not thinking that she was gonna be the response. And then when she was the response, she got upset.
Mm-hmm. She was trying to.
I don't think the asshole at all.
I don't think he didn't start the situation. Because if she hadn't started no shit, there wouldn't be no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like she really created this entire situation. So I think that was like him not being the a-hole. But with this part where he was like, Exhibit A, Auntie doing X, da, 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 he was really pushing it. He was really pushing it with that. He could have just stopped where he was at, and he kept going further. He took it there.
I mean, she did those things. And to be honest, even though I feel like there's better words out there besides narcissist, it was clear the context is like, okay, a lot of people don't like their mom, and he's the mediator. You know, she's the older, so you know she ain't got no filter. But it's like she asked me to be shady, and maybe she's the auntie that like lacks self-awareness.
She might could. So Jamie says, don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Period. Julie says the same thing. If you don't ask the question you don't want the answer to, wait. Jamie says, not the a-hole. The aunt is mad that she came. That yes, I think he came with receipts. It's true. The aunt felt like she related to the misogynist.
She does.
That shady daddy. I'm kind of like at the
she's kind of asshole, yeah.
kind of asshole. She got a taste of her own medicine, but it seems like there was some maliciousness. I do think there was some maliciousness and ill intent there. The only sibling.
I mean, that's still his mom. He would ride for his mom.
He should ride for his mom. Like, that's mama. That is the woman who birthed him. And then Jamie said the only sibling comparisons to are the sibling rankings of their favorite Cee Cee scents. We got Yankees favorites. Y'all are so funny. But yeah, I think we can agree. I think that this person is borderline. Because I feel like they didn't say it, but they didn't have to finish it the way they did. They really thoroughly finished it with what they did.
Well, you know, this is my Pisces coming out. Don't start no meaning.
All right, let's do the next one. All right, this one is interesting. I know that we've got a lot of pet lovers in the audience, so I'm interested to think what your thoughts are. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my sister bring her dog to my wedding, even though it's an emotional support? Me, 29 male, and my girlfriend, 27 female, are getting in 3 months. We're planning a small, elegant ceremony, and we're excited. The issue, my sister, 24 female, insists on bringing her dog Bella to the wedding because Bella is her emotional support animal. Now, I love my sister and understand that she struggles with anxiety, but Bella is a large, energetic golden retriever who doesn't exactly fit the vibe of a formal wedding. We're holding the ceremony in a fancy indoor venue that doesn't allow pets. And honestly, I don't want to deal with the stress of having a dog running around. I've offered compromises, like letting her bring Bella for the weekend and hiring a dog sitter to watch her during the ceremony and reception. But my sister is upset that she says I'm not being considerate of her needs. She even threatened to not come to the wedding at all if Bella isn't allowed.
That's funny.
My parents are divided. My mom says it's my day and I get to decide. But my dad thinks I'm being too rigid and should accommodate her. My fiance is trying to get out of it, but I can tell she's stressed about the whole situation. So Reddit, am I the whole for sticking to my no dogs policy, or should I just let Bella come to keep the peace? Listen. So there's a 5-year age gap here. We're dealing with different generations. I understand that the sister has anxiety. I think that the compromise that the brother offered is perfect. First of all, there's no dogs in the venue. No dogs in the venue. So the dog can't be there anyway. And if that dog messes anything up, is his 24-year-old sister, who seems like she ain't got no job, gonna be able to pay for that? That's the first thing. Second thing, there's no dogs in the venue. Second thing, I think that the compromise was very kind and very accommodating. And I feel like Bella just being super rigid about the whole thing is like a bit much. Third thing, it's a small wedding. So like, hi baby, welcome. It's a small wedding. So I think that like if she's like, oh, I can do an hour, because like ceremonies don't even be that long. Like maybe the dog is sitting in like the whole whatever with the dog sitter. She comes, she says she watches the I do's. She can go and pet her dog and then come back, go to the reception, have some dinner, and go back and pet her dog. Like I don't know, Bella, like this Bella situation. This sister is being a brat, and it's not even about her. That's not her. She's not getting married.
That's what I was thinking. Like I just think she'll be fine. Either she's gonna be the dog sitter or she gonna attend the wedding. That's what it's to me.
Cause like, like I just think that she's so ignorant. Jamie said she can sit in the car with Bella.
Right? It's ridiculous. Like a golden retriever, a whole golden retriever at my wedding. That's like crazy.
Like that's a big dog. And then also, you said it's not his policy. It's literally the venue policy. It's literally the venue policy.
That's real.
Hey Michelle, thank you for joining. It's not like it's an Indian wedding, girl. Even at my Nigerian wedding, I don't care how hustling and bustling it is. Ain't no dogs at my wedding. You can keep your dogs at home.
She said, "Is there an actual medical reason?" I mean, if you think that like anxiety is like a medical reason or justifiable for a dog, I guess like technically, but I feel like it's a really nice venue and it's a golden retriever.
I think it's an actual.
If she had like a cute little Yorkie situation,
I think it's because it's a big dog. Maybe the dog stays in the back room. I think it's a large dog, and it's and I feel like the way that he's describing it, he's letting us know that this is not like a cheap place. And I was like, and also it sounds to me like if he has, I feel like he has firsthand experience with this dog, and this dog is probably he knows that this dog isn't going to be well behaved in this space. Which is also why I'm just like, is this really an emotional support dog? Because it's supposed to be like really well behaved. They're like supposed to like not run around and stuff. Like I know like the dogs like the ones supposed to like help like blind people and stuff. Like they're trained to like not run around and stuff. Like they're supposed to be like really well behaved. So I'm like, I have questions for the sister. It can be debilitating when it's real. Oh, for sure. And I think that, you know, if it's a situation where she can't attend the wedding without the dog, then maybe this is not the wedding. Like maybe she just goes to the reception, or she just attends the wedding weekend and she doesn't go to the ceremony. Oh, my light going out. Did we? I don't know how that happened.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Technical difficulties.
Hi, Claudia. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you to everyone who's joining us. Make sure that you are subscribed, and if you can hit our video with a like, that would be amazing.
Thanks, guys. You said I meant that Indian weddings are super long as opposed to American weddings. Oh, I got it. So you're saying like it's not like she has to be there for so long that it becomes an issue. I think this is what I'm saying. Let me take this off.
Technical difficulties. Sorry, y'all.
There we go. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Fair enough. It's not that long. Hi, Claudia. Thank you so much for joining. I need more info for this one. I think like the apprehension for me is like, I think that the fact that the mom is like, oh, like she, like it's like okay, like leads me to believe it's implying that like she could do without the dog. But and then like she's probably daddy's girl and the dad just wants her to be happy, which is like fair enough because we all have our favorites. Yes, they are trained to be very easygoing dogs. Yeah, Claudia, so that's why I'm just like, I feel like the fact that he also doesn't want the dog there, we know that there's something about this dog that's like not going to vibe with the venue. Most sport animals don't have the same training as those for medical needs. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, Kara. It's not
Listen.
You know what?
We do have a different lighting setup for like this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on the setup for next time. I don't know. Just say it's an actual service dog. The brother could pick his sister there over the dog not fitting the vibe. I don't if it says it's an actual service dog, the brother should pick the sister. Oh, I get it. So I don't know about the vibe per se. I think it was like more of like when I was saying vibe, I meant that the dog isn't going to be well behaved in this venue. And it sounds to me like the venue is expensive and small, and like if the dog breaks something, like I don't know if he can.
It's not even just that. What if the dog just like a distraction, sort of like takes? I'm like even trying to in my head, like I don't think any of the weddings that I went to have like a big dog, just like even like the outdoor one.
Yeah. Well, did they have any animals?
I was like thinking. So I'm just kind of like I don't know. I just think that like you know like it's like. I feel like weddings are different because it's like it's about like the two people who are getting married, and in my opinion, I feel like you should accommodate them like to the best that you can. Like I think with several exceptions, but I think that like for that special day, some things can kind of just be a little bit too much. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, you said I wouldn't want dogs or children that are not mine, that are not in my wedding at my wedding. I'm gonna say mine, Claudia. Like unless the dog is a cute little doggy ring bearer, you don't need to be there. Don't need to be there. And unless that small child is sprinkling flowers down my aisle, they don't need to be there either.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to be there either.
So you like and subscribe.
Okay, so let's do the next one. But I feel like that one. So I think we're kind of torn. It seems like some people think that he is the a-hole. Not letting her sister bring the emotional support animal, and other ones are like, you know what, it's okay. This one's pretty intense. This one is, am I the a-hole for threatening legal action against my mom, brother, and future sister-in-law for stealing the only inheritance that I have from my grandmother? Sorry, is everything okay?
No, I was just reading the comments.
Okay. She said, it's a wedding. If you're gonna be that emotional, don't go. Not that emotional. I'm done.
Sheesh.
Claudia.
No, I definitely am one of those who cried at every like wedding.
Yeah, I cried at every wedding I've gone to. Like I love it. I love love. I love love. I love seeing people love each other. It makes me happy. Am I being held for threatening legal action against my mom, brother, and future sister-in-law for stealing my only inheritance I have from my grandmother? I've been receiving messages nonstop from my mom, family, and my siblings, and it has me second guessing if what I'm doing is going too far. This past Christmas, I saw on social media that my brother proposed to my future sister-in-law, who we'll call Amy. I was initially happy for them until I saw the ring, which Amy posted photos of. I immediately recognized it as my grandmother's engagement ring and phoned mom to ask her if she had given my brother the ring as a placeholder. She brought up saying no, she gave him the ring on purpose because I hate Christmas and Amy loves it.
This is just so wild.
What? Context. I've always been closer to my paternal side of my family, especially my grandma. My grandmother passed away last year, and the only inheritance I got was her engagement ring. I was not meant to keep this ring until I'm 30. My grandmother loved Christmas, and it showed in her ring. It's an emerald cut diamond with a tiny circle of rubies, and oval emeralds that look like a holly. Oh, that's so pretty. Also, I didn't always hate Christmas. 2 years back, I lost my boyfriend of 10 years, my childhood best friend, my sorority sister in a car accident coming home from a Christmas party that we all had attended. I have been in therapy and struggling with survivor's guilt, but I'm doing better now. Well, okay, her mom is so insensitive. Like, what the heck? Okay. I told my mom that the ring technically was meant to be mine and that she couldn't take it. She told that she had a box of my grandmother's jewelry that I could just pick something else. I was stewing for a few days before contacting my paternal uncle, who is the executor. He told me that my mom had said she was going to give me the ring as a Christmas gift. He then said he could be in touch with a lawyer if I wanted to press charges. We talked for a bit before hanging up. Armed with this information, I texted my mom, brother, and future sister-in-law that I had been in touch with my uncle and that I would press charges if the ring was not to either me or my uncle. My brother tried to say he really wanted to use the ring since I hated Christmas, that I didn't deserve it. I let them text me using their threat as future evidence. I told them that they had a week to return the ring or I'd follow through and go please. Now my mother's side of the family, as well as my other siblings, are hounding me. They think I'm blowing things up. I'm not. I know I'm not, but how is everyone acting? I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm the a-hole for threatening legal action against my mom, brother, and sister-in-law for stealing my own inheritance. Wow. Here's the thing. I think that I feel like
Sumo.
I think that the mom is actually punching her for liking her father's side of the family better. Like, messed up. That's like super messed up because she's just like, oh, I've always been closer to my father's side of the family. So I feel like that's the first thing. Second thing is this: even if she doesn't like Christmas, they knew that if it's written in the will that engagement ring is hers, like, you can ask her for it, and you can be like, hey, can you give me this engagement ring so that I can propose to my girlfriend who's obsessed with Christmas? It's the perfect ring for her, and you take something else that grandma gave me, and that makes more sense than to just take it and think that that's okay. Like, just because she doesn't like Christmas. Like, so it's like, if it's a diamond with emerald, it's like emerald cut diamond with rubies and emeralds in it. Like, that ring is pricey. That's like a $10,000 plus ring over there. Nuh-uh, you can't just be taking that. That's grand theft. That's grand theft in America. He said, are you going to be on Blue Sky? Rowan, we are on Blue Sky. Thank you so much for asking.
But I don't think you could go live on
I don't know how to go live on Blue Sky, but we do need to get more followers there. We're on all that at this point. Give her damn grandmother's ring, right, Claire? I was like, like, absolutely not. And like the fact that they thought it was okay to just take it was like, I did not like that behavior at all. Like, you could at least ask, like, if it's like, hey, like, you're not into Christmas, grandma's ring is perfect for Amy who really loves Christmas. Can I borrow this ring or can I give you something else that grandma gave me? Like, bet. And then also, they to the uncle to get the ring. She's doing fraud. Mom's out here doing fraud.
Not fraud.
No, she's doing fraud because he said the uncle is the executor of the estate, so the uncle has all the things. He has all the grandma's things, right? Has all the things. She came to the uncle, said, "I'll to give it to the daughter, about to give it to the daughter for Christmas." That she gave it to her son to propose to his fiance. But I like that she's taking a stand because she's letting them know not to mess around. They effing around. They about to find out. They about to find out, and I know that ring is worth money. That ring is worth some money. Not the a-hole. The mom's behavior is disgusting, and the ring is rightfully hers, right? Claudia said, "F the girlfriend. That relationship might not even last, and that's a meaningful item for the family." That. She's. Claudia said, "Y'all not even gonna make it down the aisle." And you know, if they don't make it down the aisle, technically, because the brother gave it to her as a gift, keep that ring, take that whole family heirloom.
Exactly.
Take it for a walk. That's crazy. Why are you wearing the cafeteria hair? You said, why are you wearing cafeteria hairnet so late after your tea service refill cart shift? A what? You are such a rude. Oh, you're trying to be rude. I'm just gonna kick you out. You can go away.
Yeah.
You're also being blocked. Have a great day. Bye. I don't know. Those are fine. What? So random. I love that the uncle said, "I'll call my attorney now," right? No, the uncle had the right idea. Uncle had the right idea. What app was that? Blue Sky. It's supposed to be like a Twitter alternative. But yeah, no, the attorney needed to be called because like that behavior was unacceptable. Unacceptable. Not Kyra said, "Oh boy." No, the number of apps is astounding at this point. Astounding.
Oh, the number of apps?
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, we've always had a presence on all apps. We just focus on like one or two.
Yeah. Kyra said, "I just."
Okay.
We gonna make one.
We can list them out. We're on like pretty much all of the main ones. But we're on Pinterest. We are on all of the Meta apps. So we're on Facebook, we're on Threads. We have an X page, but we're not super active on X. And
we're no longer active on X.
No longer, because it just got really weird over the summer.
It's a weird space.
It's really, really weird. But there's a page there. That does link to our website. We just made a fan base page. Mm-hmm. So if you're on fan base, follow us. We are on Whatnot. We're on YouTube, and people comment there. It's fun there, and we're growing. So I mean, I use YouTube is also the app that I use every day. I probably use YouTube more than I use TikTok and the Meta apps right now. So we're on YouTube, and we're really, really excited about YouTube. It's going to be a big year for YouTube for SM25, so I would definitely follow us there. We're on Blue Sky, but it's just kind of like, you know, those Twitter tweet apps. I feel like personally, it just gets to a point where it starts to get really neggy. Like, I feel like people there are always upset about something, and I'm just like, I'm too busy to be upset the stuff that they're upset about. So yeah, there's that. But we do post there. And then we just found another app trend, which is like a TikTok dupe. A TikTok dupe. So we just listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 apps where you can find us at. Do we have a spell page?
No.
No one's really using spell though.
It's like, I need to get that's a lot. Okay.
I wanted to like it, but no one's there.
Okay, wait, so let me see. That ring thing happened to my brother over his engagement. He gave to his fiance. My mama said, "Nah, get that back now." He bought the damn ring himself. She technically has a right to it because he gave it to her as a gift. But I totally understand. I'm sorry that your brother's engagement didn't work out, but it seems like hopefully found someone better. But yeah, wow. Okay, so we're gonna do one last story to wrap up, and then we're going to we'll wrap up for the night and bonnets and bottles with Cee Cee's closet. So where we have our bonnets, we have our cute little drinky drink, and we listen and we watch with Am I the A-hole stories from TikTok, from Reddit. Okay, YouTube, got it. Yes, this has been fun. I gotta put the kids to bed. Oh yes, of course, we do it we do it every week. So every Sunday at 7 p.m. you can find us here.
Yeah, and so I just also want to give people a heads up. If if like this is no, if we're not able to go live here next Sunday on TikTok, like we will be on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll be on YouTube for sure.
It'll be scheduled. It'll be 7 p.m. I'll have a cute thumbnail and description and whatnot. It'll be there, and you can comment there like you comment there. I figured out why people are like kind of iffy about transitioning to YouTube. I guess like some people have their little anonymous pages and whatnot. Look, you can have multiple YouTube pages. You can have one where you're your real self and you leave normal comments and
and you do normal things.
And you do normal things and engage over there. But if you like our shorts, if you like our style, you like the BTS content,
come through.
Come through there.
Julie said she's gonna follow us on YouTube. Amazing.
Yeah. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And then we also have a website. We also have our email that we send out regularly. We also will text you occasionally. And then we have our blog, which is like fun. We were just telling you the other day, like if you want to just like actually see like how we've dressed over the years and like all the different cool things that we've done, like you should definitely check out our blog or our website. Okay. How will what's that saying?
Just downplay.
She said they will find you. Okay.
She just downloaded Trend. Thank you, girlie. I gotta post my first trend, and you guys will find us.
You can find us. Like if you literally just Google
Cee Cee's closet,
Cee Cee's NYC, that SEO is strong, baby.
Yeah,
it's strong.
And we're gonna do the last story of the night. This one is, am I the a-hole for not mourning my grandmother who said she wished I wasn't born? My grandmother
said what?
She said she wished I wasn't born.
Why she said that?
Well, we about to find out. My grandmother passed away recently, and my mom said I didn't attend the wake. But I just couldn't bring myself to go. I need some perspective here because I feel like I'm being gaslit. I'm 26, and my mom raised me alone after my dad left when I was a baby. She worked multiple jobs to provide for me, and she worked hard, really hard. But my grandmother constantly made it clear that I was a burden. She always told my mom that if I'd never been born, her life would be easier. My mom would have been happier. My mom wouldn't have had to work so much. As a kid, I didn't fully understand, but as I grew older, I realized those comments weren't just casual remarks, they were deeply hurtful and toxic. She said that it was my fault that my mom was always stressed out, and that my mom only had to sacrifice everything because of me. It's hard to forget the time she told me, your mom deserves better than this life you've given her. What? She said my mom could have had a better if she hadn't been tied down by me. And if she wasn't just angry, at my mom, she was angry at me. She used to tell me that I ruined my mom's chances at happiness. I cut contact with my grandmother when I was old enough to make my own decisions. I couldn't bear to be around someone who made me feel so worthless. When my grandmother passed, my mom begged me to come to saying that it was about honoring family. But for me, it wasn't about family. It was about standing in front of someone who told me to my face that I shouldn't have been born. She was never a loving, supporting figure in my life, and so I made the decision not to attend. My mom is calling me heartless and selfish, telling me that I should have been there for her. She says that I should have let go of the past and done it for her. But why should I? Why should I pretend something made me feel like a mistake my whole life? Am I wrong for standing my ground, or am I just being stubborn and bitter? Am I the a-hole? This is an interesting one. Because I understand what the mom is saying is like, hey, I needed you there to support me. I understand what the mom is coming from. But this woman seems like she really terrorized this poor girl. And this is actually so crazy. Because dang, like, to fix your mouth to say something. But then also her mom allowing the mother, the girl's mom, allowing her grandmother to talk to her kid like that is actually also crazy. So I'm like, there's like definitely some boundary issues. Tyra said, this grandma, she said, not the a-hole. The mom should understand how the grandmother treated her kid. That's like the thing. I was like, you saw that treatment, you let that treatment slide is like a little bit, like, that's crazy to me too. I think that, like, I don't think she's the a-hole for standing her ground and for not wanting to funeral, because not everyone deserves your tears or your time. I think she can be to support her mother in other ways, because I do feel like probably the mom was in her life at least, so she probably helped her somewhat in raising her child alone. But to be that terrible to like a child who like literally is not there for any fault of their own, like they didn't born themselves, like they did not bring themselves here, like that's incredibly cruel, so crazy. You said the mom probably treated the mom the same way, right?
Yeah. That causes generational hurt and pain.
Generational hurt and pain. And I'm glad that she was self-possessed enough to like move herself out of that situation and not continue to like deal with that kind of negative energy. But yeah, I think that the mom should be more understanding. And you know, not everybody needs to be mourned. Some people, you just put them in a pine box and you move on.
That's fair.
So the mom was conditioned that this was normal behavior. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying, Kyra. Fair enough. So she looked at it as normal, but it's like, that's not normal. That's not how you treat people you love. Not me forever love. Nah, some just put them in a pine box and you keep it moving.
Bye.
Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Bonnets and Bottles. I hope you guys had as much as we did with our little tea spilling judgment time. And you can always find us here. We're going to be here Sundays, 7 p.m. If TikTok goes away, you can always watch us on YouTube as well. We'll see recordings of the episodes on YouTube too. And we'll see you again. I'm Chioma.
And I'm Chani.
And we're Cee Cee's Closet. Love you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.